What is going on, everybody? My name is... Well, hold on a sec. Yeah, no, I mean, for recording, yeah. Like, I mean, record a lot of videos. I hate it when it gets dark. Anyway, man, you ever going okay? I know you guys can't see it, but there is a very nice Camaro sitting over here. I'm all murdered out and everything. Turn that crap off. My name is Jimbo, baby. And we're going to be talking about the fact that my Corvette is broken again, blew up again. I'm not joking, it's 100% true. The Corvette actually blew up, so to speak, again. Why am I not in my Corvette? Where did the Corvette go? Well, it went back exactly where it was a couple days ago, which was at the Ouirsman Chevrolet dealer near my house. To say the least, I am not happy about the fact that it is over there. And after the last service, I didn't exactly want to take it back there, but here, I'll tell you why. To give you a bit of a backstory, if you guys didn't already know, a couple days ago, actually it's more like a week ago now, the Corvette had a it really had a breakdown. It was the first breakdown it ever had. Oh, I can fit through here. What do you know? It left me stranded on the side of the road. Basically what happened, the OptiSpark blew up. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it here somewhere probably. I don't know, maybe. I probably will forget. In a nutshell, I was cruising with my man Joe, and then all of a sudden it just shut off. Like the car just shut off. It went pa 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 pa, and the car just shut off. It wouldn't crank over again. Like it would crank, but it wouldn't, it wouldn't turn over. It wouldn't run under its own power. And finally, what we found out, and what many people said in the comments, and I was hoping it wasn't this, because I knew it was with ignition. Like, I mean, I'm not a complete moron when it comes to cars, guys. Like, I know some of you probably think that, and that's fine and well, but I do know a bit about them. Like, working on them, like, I'm an idiot. But, it's the kind of thing where, like, I know about my car. But either way, I knew it was ignition, and I was hoping to God that it wasn't the OptiSpark. And if you guys also don't know, I mean, I'll link the video, but basically OptiSpark is the distributor in a C4 Corvette, and those things on that year have a tendency to die. And it's not an easy replacement, like especially like where the OptiSpark is. And I know there are some veteran mechanics out here that are gonna be like, oh, it's not that difficult. For you, no, and good for you, man. You can work on your car. Me, on the other hand, I'm not exactly facile with that stuff. So it was a bit, it was a bit more of a, it was a bit harder on my bank than just buying a new OptiSpark, if you're catching my drift here. But that got repaired at Ouirsman Chevrolet, and even though the labor prices were astronomical, like way too much, I have to say they did a good job. Like, I mean, I was looking around, under the engine bay, peeking around, looking at their work, and everything seemed fine. Like, I didn't see any issue. They cleaned up the engine bay a little bit. I was happy with what they did, and the car was running strong, cranked over, no issues, nothing at all. It was running. So all was well in the world until a couple of days ago. It was like 5 in the evening, something around there, and I was trying to get a break from editing, like finding any excuse at all. And my excuse at this point was I wanted to get dinner, because I haven't eaten all day, actually. So I called up Joe, like Joe and I, we'll catch dinner every now and then. I call him up, I'm like, yo, you want to meet at the Habit? Because this man has gotten hooked on the Habit, and I like it too, so I'm not going to make that joke. But I meet up with Joe, we grab dinner, everything's good. I'm giving him a ride home. He was dropped off by another friend of his because he had to bolt, and he knew that he was going to get a ride home from me because I was coming to grab dinner with him. So it all worked out, but either way, I was giving him a ride home. I give the man a ride home, and then I leave. Everything's good. What's the problem here? The problem didn't arise until after I left Joe's house. And then all of a sudden, I noticed in my rear, this was the weird, I had never seen this kind of thing before. It's late at night outside, so I can barely see anything, and the ground is still wet, like it was raining earlier. And I look in my rear view mirror and I say to myself, is that like, am I kicking up water or something? Like I couldn't tell what was, coming out the back of the car. And I didn't see anything like sitting like when we were at a stoplight or anything. I didn't see any smoke. I just thought that maybe when I'm driving, I was kicking something up. So I didn't think twice about it. I was like, okay, whatever. It's just something behind me, whatever. It's funny because where the car I actually pulled it over wasn't too far away from where it originally had blown up. Like I'm talking about like within half a mile. It really was coincidental. But as I kept driving, I eventually came to a stoplight. And when I stopped at this stoplight, I heard a bubbling noise. Like it sounded like something was, when you boil water, it sounded like something was boiling. And for a minute I thought to myself, there is no way. Why would, the coolant couldn't be boiling, could it? I knew it wasn't like the fuel or anything, but I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, could the coolant be possibly boiling? And then as soon as I said that in my head, I smelled coolant. And I know exactly, I'll tell you what, I know exactly what coolant smells like when it's burning or like overheating. Because like when we did the $500 car challenge and we, Rob Ferretti's Subaru that he got for $300, that thing smelled like straight coolant when we destroyed the radiator. When we were at the firm, you know, when we were doing stuff at the track, all you could smell from that thing was coolant. But I smelled the coolant, I was like, okay, something's really wrong here. Maybe the car is just overheating. I'll just drive it really easy. I'm gonna limp it back home. So I get out of first gear after the stoplight, and then I just put it in sixth gear. And then all of a sudden I watched the temp gauge because it was just sitting solid at 190, wasn't moving. All of a sudden, immediately went to 260. And I was like, okay, this is a problem. All my DMV watchers who know Veirs Mill, you guys know that there's a million different like suburbia areas, like little pull-offs into different neighborhoods on the side of Veirs Mill. Keep in mind, guys, I wasn't driving the car on 260. Like, I saw it peg and then I immediately pulled it over. It really was luck. Like, the minute I saw it peg, I was able to like just push the clutch in and just roll it into this little, you know, like this little cutoff. So I stopped the car on the side of the road and I get out of the car and I just hear the sound of just like leaking water onto the pavement, but I hear like a psst, psst, psst. And I'm like, oh, this ain't right. I pop the hood, I raise the hood, and I look under there, I don't see anything, but I hear like a boiling noise. Like I hear, and it's coming from like where the coolant would cycle, like not directly by the radiator, more like by the AC stuff. But then I look under the car. I look under this car and it looks like someone unscrewed a bolt or like undid a hose by the radiator or something. Like, I don't know. All I knew was something was wrong with the radiator or the cooling system or something around there, because I look under the car and it is just gushing coolant. Like, I'm not talking about like a slow leak or anything. I'm talking like somebody actually like was like dumping coolant out of this thing. It was just leaking everywhere. Here's the best part, and I'm gonna put this up on the screen right now if I haven't already, or I'll just put it up again, it doesn't matter. I look behind my car and I just look down the road. I have been leaking and just leaving a streak of coolant for the past like half a mile. And then I thought back and I realized that, oh, well, that water that I thought I was kicking up, you know, like earlier down the road, you know, no, that wasn't water, that was coolant. I looked at the back bumper of my car, it was just completely just coated in coolant, like, you know, kick up from the coolant from the tires. The car had started dumping coolant probably 10 minutes after I had left Joe's house. And after I looked at the bumper, I looked back under the car, I realized the car had stopped leaking. It basically had drained the entire like coolant system probably in about 45 seconds. And you guys gotta realize, to say the least, I was pissed. Not only was I not able to upload a video that night, you know, I've been trying to do daily, and you know, I've been like 80% successful, but I'm not satisfied with that. I want daily content, and I'm really trying for it. But shit happens. And that was one of the, you know, the shit storms that happened to me. I like to upload in the evening, especially like during the school year, because, you know, you guys, I know you guys have school to do. Y'all got shit to do. So you guys can go to school, get all your shit done, and then by the end of the night, y'all can check out the newest video. That's the idea here. But I got home late, man. But some of you guys gotta realize, when that car broke down, it was late. Like, I mean, it was like 8 o'clock, 8:20, something around there. You know, I don't remember when the Instagram post was made, but I was just sleeping in the car until the AAA guy got there. AAA guy didn't end up getting to the car until about like 9:30 or something like that. I was home late as shit. And thankfully, what the fuck are you honking at? And thankfully the AAA guy, you know, is really cool. Like, it turns out he used to be a GM tech. So when he saw the Vette, ooh, BMW i8, he sees the Vette, and the first thing he said to me when I got out of my car was just like, I just followed the trail of coolant. That made my day better, man, I will say. But like, I mean, he was familiar with the problems. Like, I told him about like what happened with the OptiSpark earlier, and I told him about what happened. Honestly, I thought Ouirsman fucked up. It's the only thing that made sense in my head at that moment. One, I was pissed. But the other thing was, you think about it, it does make sense. Now, the dealer, they replaced the OptiSpark. And in order to get at the OptiSpark, many of you guys know you gotta remove the radiator. Now, I'm sure there are some mechanics that will say, oh, no, you don't. I'm glad you guys don't need to, but I'm pretty sure the people at the dealer, you know, the people at the shop, what they do is they follow the service manual. And I have that service manual, and if I'm not mistaken, that service manual says to remove the radiator. Immediate thought, it was leaking like that, they must have just not screwed something in. A hose clamp wasn't screwed in or something like that, and it blew off. They didn't do their job correctly to begin with, so therefore, they should do this for free. Not only that, the service has like a 12,000 mile guarantee, right? You know, so like there's a 12,000 mile guarantee on the service. So if something were to happen after that, you know, they'd fix it. Well, the car got dropped off at the dealer, and then I called them tomorrow morning, and I asked them, have you guys written an estimate yet? They told me no. I called back in the afternoon. I said, have you guys done an estimate yet? They're like, yes, we have an estimate. This is what it is. I get told by the same guy who told me my OptiSpark was destroyed. He says, yeah, so your radiator's shot. I'm like, how's my radiator shot? I mean, you guys were just looking at this a couple days ago, right? Like, I mean, isn't it kind of coincidental that a service you guys performed on the car, like something happened to it after, like 2 days after your service, and part of the service required you to mess with this thing? I get told, no, it's actually just your radiator, this, that, and the other, and you know, like something happened with the radiator at just the same time, like something. To me, it sounded like a whole bunch of bullshit, and once I pick the car up and I pay for the service and whatnot, I'm gonna be talking to the people there, because you know, it's the kind of thing where it cost me a lot of time, and I'll tell you what, they've cost me a bunch of money too now, because not only have I paid for the OptiSpark, but now I gotta pay for a new radiator. And as you guys probably know, radiators are not cheap. Some of you guys probably think you can get a $100, $200 radiator. No. Try like the OEM part is like $450, $500. A good like aftermarket radiator for a C4 Corvette, you know, typically call it like a DeWitt's C4 Corvette, you know, radiator typically costs around $700. For a big ass piece of aluminum, that's a lot of money. Why the fuck are you cutting it? But either way, the car will supposedly be fixed again tomorrow, and I hope that's the last of my problems with it, because if something else were to happen after that, oh my god, corporate is going to hear it from me. And I'll tell you what, like, I mean, I know corporate people. Like, I know what they do and do not want to hear. And, you know, not to, you know, put Ouirsman on the spot, because, well, I am. And I don't think it would make that big of a difference, but a lot of the people that live around me, like, if I tell you guys don't ever fucking go there, I highly doubt a lot of you guys are going to go there. Either way, I'll see how this pans out. It'd be nice if they treated me quite well and, you know, they apologized and yada yada, you know, because, I mean, for this kind of thing, I would expect them to. Because, I mean, it's just uncanny that something like that would happen right after one of their services, especially when I paid for your service that's supposed to be warranted and now you don't want to cover it after a service you did. Like, it's sort of like getting full coverage on the car that only covers a certain type of accident. That's not full coverage. So the Corvette will be back in my possession tomorrow. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow, guys, I think I'm going to finally post the moto vlog. I think I got one for you guys. It's probably not going to be the greatest, so you're going to have to excuse the first couple. You know, I'm just trying to get my bearings here. But I think I might have a pretty good video for you guys. You know, me and Joe, we go riding for the first time. And it was a lot of fun. No, we were not blazing down the highway or blazing down, you know, like Rockville Pike or anything like that. No, we were, you know, we were just having a good time. We were riding, we got lunch, you know, we're gonna go to Georgetown tomorrow. It's gonna be a good time. The best place to keep up with exactly what I'm doing at any moment, if you're kind of interested in that, because it is kind of fun to continuously post what's going on. What you wanna do is also be following my Instagram. Instagram is my happy place. I love posting shit on Instagram. So if you really wanna keep up to date with what I do every day, I post on there every single day, either once or twice. You know, that's the place to be. It's at Jimbo's channel. I'll put it on the screen also right now. I'm sorry, you know, you guys, I really get tired of making these videos talking about my car blowing up, because I remember in so many videos I advocated the fact that that car was ridiculously reliable, and I beat the shit out of it. And it's true, like, I have beaten the living crap out of that car. But it is now starting to show, you know, it's starting to show a little bit of wear. But I mean, that's kind of expected. But this whole thing with Ouirsman has just become absolutely ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's putting a damper in me making videos, man. Like, I mean, I need that damn car. I don't need to pay you guys to do a service that you don't do correctly, or whatever the case is. Thus the reason everyone always says, don't go to a dealer, go to like a mechanic that you can trust and whatnot. Yes, I know. I've learned, guys, I know, but that is where I'm gonna end this video today. I have a video that I've been editing that's a really, really nice edit. It was of that Lamborghini dealer that I went to like 1 week or 2 weeks ago. And I really wanted to spend some time doing that, and I was thinking of pushing it until tonight. But the thing was, I wouldn't have had it up until like 1 in the morning, because, you know, it's a hardcore edit. It's not like, you know, a vlog or something or anything like that. There's a lot of effects and yada, yada, yada. Like, I mean, these videos to do right take time. It's a feature video, and I want to put my maximum effort into doing this, especially because I haven't done one in a while, man. Like, just a straight, you know, cinematics video. I don't remember the last time I did that. So I'm gonna put a lot of time into that. It's probably gonna be done within the next couple days. I'm just working on it on the side, along with also doing the other stuff, because, you know, I got a lot of videos I'm gonna record tomorrow. I got other stuff to edit, you know, you guys understand. Video's over. I wanna say thank you for watching the video to this point. If you have, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe if you wanna see the return of the Corvette. Subscribe if you wanna see the bike, because that's gonna be coming, well, the first video with the bike is gonna be coming within the next couple days. Hell, it might even come tomorrow. Who knows, man? I don't know what I'm gonna be posting. With that, once again, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. All of you have a fantastic day.